Hello, Alan. How are you?
I'm great, and I'm really glad you could join us. As we all know, there's a Scottish election coming up on Thursday, the 6th of May. Why is it so important?
It's the most important election in our history. In the history of Scotland, it's truly the most important election. Probably since when we lost our parliament first time around. And we've got an opportunity for a greater equality by sticking together and by standing up and saying enough is enough. We have to make certain reconnections which have been severed. And we can only do that by being an independent nation. And there's never been a more crucial time in our history and a more crucial vote than this is the pathway to independence. And that's why, Nicola should go back with full mandate.
So if you had one message to voters at this election, what would it be?
Vote. Just vote. I think I know how you're going to vote, but, stand up for your country. Stand up for yourselves. Because you've been, excuse me saying this, you've been on for far too long. I'm sorry to be crude about it, but that's the situation. And it's time that we extricated ourselves from this sort of excrement of this past few years. And we really need to get ourselves out of it. So I just say to people, please vote. Hopefully you'll vote the right way. And there's only one way, and that's the SNP way.
Now, you've been flying the flag for Scottish film across the world for years. What would independence do for Scottish film and Scottish actors?
What is important is the fact that we have, and this goes right back to the days when we made, back to back, we did Rob Roy and Braveheart. But we lost Braveheart because we couldn't give it the army that they needed, and the Irish gave it the army. We had a few spare regiments, like the Black Watch and various people, that we could have actually done, and we could have actually got that film, and it would have made a lot of money for Scotland. But as it happened, we only got the first 4 weeks of the film. The rest of the film was filmed in Ireland. But I just think that we've got tremendous technical. So I've made two or three films now in the last couple of years, last few years rather, in Scotland, and I'm always impressed at the staff, just the props, the sound, the visual, the cameramen. That we have great talent. We have great talent. But I do think that we could have an amazing industry, really, and we could certainly service, as we have done. We've been doing it on an ad hoc system, but if we had a proper structure, I think we could do phenomenally well.
The last independence referendum generated a lot of positivity, creativity and energy. What was it like for you during the first Indie Ref? And do you think it'll be any different this time?
The last time was incredibly exciting for me because I was a new boy in many ways, because I'd been a member of the Labour Party for such a long time and believed in it. But at that period, there just seemed to be a collapse in social democracy. And Scotland, and what was going on in Scotland, was an example of social democracy at work and the efficiency of it. And it was a very exciting time, and it was a very close time. It was much closer than people really give it credit for. The problem always in Scotland is that very Scottish thing of, I'll tell you when I'm ready to tell you. It's that sort of, what's the word? It's that kind of reserve the Scots have about giving anything away. And that's what we suffered from the last time. We underestimated that sort of the secret Scottish element of it's my business and it's nobody else's business. And I'm afraid that's part of the Scottish character. So that is something that we have to deal with and we have to come to terms with. It's also quite exciting because it means there's always this, great tussle going on. So I think that this is I look back fondly on that because it was my baptism into the whole notion of Scottish independence. And it's something that I've come to very late in life because I'm so fed up of how Scotland is being treated. We've seen it through the years of the Thatcher years. We've seen it subsequently, certainly with what's going on now with the present cronyism of the present government. But I think it's all to play for, and I think we should play for it, and I think we're in a very, very good position.
I don't know what it is, Brian. I'm getting the impression that you might not be a massive fan of Boris Johnson. What do you think about the current state of UK politics?
It's atrocious. This government has been really pitiful, and it seemed to be, and it's run by a guy who doesn't have a clue. He's just an opportunist. He has the words, but he's vacuous.
Of course, the best way to send a message to the Tories at this election is to make it both votes SNP. But if Boris Johnson were to try to deny an independence referendum, what message would you send to him?
Boris Johnson, if you think you can deny democracy, well, you can just...
Oh, I think we lost you there, Brian. Is he...
Oh, Alan.
Oh, that's you. You're back. We lost you there, Brian. Could you just give us that last bit again?
It's okay. Boris Johnson, if you think you can deny democracy, well, you can just forget it.
Well, after the last few weeks Boris Johnson has had, that will probably be the last thing he wants to hear. But we have loved hearing from you, Brian Cox.
Well, it was great to talk to you, and it's great to express what one feels about our country. And I'm just want to say to my fellow Scots, get out there and vote.
Good luck with filming. We'll see you soon.